Buenas noches, everyone.
We're back at Disney's Coronado Resort because it's time to return to the roof.
We were just at Topolino's and now we're going to Toledo.
We're in roof vibes. It's time to go to Toledo. It's been a little bit. We want to drink and eat amongst the trees, little stained glass ceilings. Let's go do that and show you what else I got new.
Be sure to enjoy the Spanish food.
You heard the girl.
The Marqués de Riscal is from the northwest green area of Spain. Nice white. I was in the mood for white. It's so sweet and like light and just smooth and will be perfect with anything that I decide to pair it with on this menu. I think we go with pretty much anything. 4 out of 5 wines. I could drink copious amounts of bottles of this wine. This is top tier.
Nice part, the Princess did a little bit different. We always enjoy a little glass of adult grape juice. That's quite enjoyable. It's like the right amount of sweet and dry, like in balance. It's very drinkable and crisp. This, if I had gotten this myself, would have gone great with my entree, which I won't spoil for you. This is pretty decent though. 3.75 out of 5 bucks.
With this beautiful St. Bernardus beer. I'm a little rusty on my beer pours, so I apologize now for my noobish pour. Too much head. Sorry, Bear, I ruined your beer. It could have been a contender, but it's not. It's foamy, but thick. I think I've had this here before. I feel like Bear's gotten this before.
The pink Montemate, yeah. So the pink Montemate is 3%.
Ooh. Rich, nutty, tasty, a slow sipping beer. I would recommend Bear finish this with his app and then switch to the wine with his main, because I don't think this would pair well with fish at all. I like it though. I think it'll pair very well with vegan food, all the vegan food, because everything pairs well with plants. I give it 4 out of 5 beers. It's a good Eastie.
St. Bernardus is a rare treat for me. I do try to get it when I find it. It is a 10% alcohol by volume beer, so it's about double what you'll see in most beers. So you definitely want to drink this slower. You don't want to like go through your way through it. After a few, you might find yourself laid out on the patio somewhere. It's like a little thicker but smoother Victor Gold Monkey. Victor Gold Monkey got me started on Belgians. This is another Belgian. If you guys have Belgian recommendations, I am all for it. This, definitely one of my faves. 4.5 out of 5 bucks.
Our beautiful and fresh pan con tomate. I get this every time we come here. I personally prefer this one over Jaleo, but if you're going to Disney Springs and you want something like this, Jaleo's the place to get it. You can just tell the tomato is super fresh with fresh olive oil. It's so tasty. It's so good. The bread is super hard. You can also get this at Three Bridges. Lots of places to get this amazing pan con tomate. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is a 4.5 out of 5 breads. It gives good bread. It's just a little bit hard, which is why it's not a 5.
Deliciousness is a treat for us. It's almost like appetizer as dessert, even though it's like a savory flavor and not at all sweet. We love getting this when we come around, like the princess said. And it makes you miss Jaleo. We haven't been to Jaleo in a while. Maybe it's time to return. Soon. Not this month. Maybe next month. if any of our friends out there and do still watch our videos, I'm telling you, if you want to get us to come to a house party, this is the kind of hors d'oeuvres I need to have at the party. This, I'm coming, I'm going to eat this, I have a beer, and then I'm going to still leave. I'm definitely leaving the party early, but this is amazing. I love getting us to come here. It's a 5 out of 5 clause every single time we come. It is a little bit crusty as far as the bread, but the flavors, everything, perfection. Here we have the Roja Braised Chorizo. We've actually made a vegan version of this back in the early days of this channel. If you go search for that, there is a vegan version, vegan recipe we have on our channel. Be sure to check that out. But we've never actually had it here. It's basically just a red wine braised pieces of chorizo with onions and then like a toasty bread to serve it on. Now this is served really hot, so watch your fingies. But Toledo is definitely the king of tapas. Now, it may have to do with the wine that we use when we try this at home. But this is a bit less of a sweet wine. I think we used like a sweeter wine last time that may have thrown flavors off. But we were pretty close. The onions, the seasoning of the chorizo is very good. Those spices and the red wine sort of like mesh together. You have like this neat, savory taste. On top of like the toasted bread is like what I thought Lunchables were when I was a kid. But fancy. A lot fancy. 4 out of 5 claws. I need a like dinner-sized portion of this.
This is the roasted tomato bomba rice. It was added to the Toledo menu around Thanksgiving time. When we came the last time here to Toledo on Thanksgiving Day, they were out and they were only cooking to order at that time. Now it's like a permanent menu item, so I don't have to worry about whether or not it's being cooked for that day, whether or not I was going to be able to have it. I'm really excited to try this new option that is vegan for the first time. It smells smoky. Think like the pan con tomate bread, but like with liquid smoke and a nice air to it. That is not what I expected this rice to taste like, and I love it. 4.75 out of 5 bomba rices. It's a really good rice. I just don't think, I think the rice is slightly overcooked. The grains are slightly overcooked. So it doesn't pass the Persian rice test, but very flavorful. I think if it had a little bit more time to like get all those flavors soaked in, it would just be a little, it would just taste a little bit more. It's like a risotto that's like almost there, but not fully there yet. But it's very good.
I won't even tell you how many months I've had to listen to the princess talk about this bomba rice and how much she wanted to come. She literally has asked almost every month since November of last year they come back to Toledo just to try this. Because she was that excited for the possibilities of this hold. And from the smell, I can see why. It is a strong smell of flavors and herbs. It's nice and creamy. It's almost like risotto level creamy for rice. It always reminds me of like a paella level rice. And that's sort of like flavors soaked in. That is a definite level of rice. As far as rice dishes I've ever had, top tier. If you have an issue with like strong Spanish flavor, especially like with saffron in it, correct? Very strong saffron flavor. You may not like this. If you love saffron, you're gonna want to inject it into your veins. 4.5 out of 5 minutes.
I recently had some beautiful buffalo Brussels sprouts at Epcot Food and Wine Festival, but they weren't crispy like these ones are, and that's what they really needed. Like when you cook a Brussels sprout, you need it to be perfect. The only other place that does Brussels sprouts as good or better than this is Le Cellier. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Literally the perfect Brussels sprout. The right amount of char, the right amount of cookedness, the perfect amount of flavor. These are model Brussels sprouts. These are 5 out of 5. These are Princess City's item. You need these in your life, like immediately. Come to Toledo. If you have any kind of celebration during your Disney vacation, you will not be disappointed.
Disney was really the thing that turned us on to Brussels sprouts in the first place. I had Brussels sprouts before until we first come here, and ever since then, I've been absolutely addicted. And we have tried to perfect our cooking process at home, and still nobody ever does them like a Disney chef does Brussels sprouts. That's like biting into the Christmas candy or the Halloween candy that your parents hid under the bed that they didn't think you were gonna find, but then you distracted them, stuck it in the room, got it into bed, made sure they didn't let you disturb the candy, and then had a bite to it. It's like that sort of like guilty bite. The guilt-ridden, delicious bite, but healthy. The amount of char on here is perfect. It's like charred, you get the char flavor, but not so charred where all you taste in your mouth is char. Brussels sprout perfection. Only had better Brussels sprouts at Le Cellier. I agree with the Princess. These are like my second favorite Brussels sprouts in property. 4.75 out of 5 bucks.
Lastly, we have these beautiful sherry roasted tomato gigante beans. Now, I have been obsessed with gigante beans ever since we had them here. And I see them every time I go to the store, and Bear's always like, no, we're not trying to make Toledo gigante beans at home. It's just not possible. He just says no every single time. But our server told us the secret is a sherry vinegar. So now I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do a tomato crushed sherry vinegar sauce with gigante beans, and I'm gonna see how close I can get to this. This is the stuff that dreams are made of. These are like some of the best beans on property. I wish they had these in Food and Wine on like the Spain booth. They're just so top tier. Gigante beans everywhere. Please, yes, thank you. 5 out of 5 Princess City's item. Always order gigante beans, or you will regret it.
So these gigantic gigante, but still gigantic gigante beans in this tomato sauce, nice and roasted. The thing is with the Princess Cream, she talks about these beans non-stop. Yes, I will let her make the beans. And now that the server told us a secret, I can taste the sherry vinegar in here. I can see where that comes from. It's a nice deep flavor with the tomatoes that completely cuts the acidity of the tomatoes with a nice soft bean. It's an excellent dish. This is like it feels like the Spanish version of chicken noodle soup. 4.25 out of 5 bucks. Realizing how much I've had of the menu here at Toledo, I decided to get something different. Between this and chicken, this is where I landed on. This is a sustainable fish, which happens to be swordfish. I do love swordfish; it's one of my favorite fishes, and that's what they had on the menu tonight. On top of a purple cauliflower and a little puree, topped with a little bit of like citrus as well to sort of cut through the fishing flavor. Go ahead and dive right in. We're gonna try the fish by itself first. The sear and the swordfish is perfect. Like a nice crust outside, nice soft inside, not dried out, anything like that. Let's try a second bite. Well, I'll fix it. I'm gonna cut off a corner here, or demolish a corner. We're gonna get the cauliflower. We're gonna get the ish. I'm gonna load some citrus on top here. A little bit of sauce as well. The citrus on top, the oranges sort of like transforms the flavor of the fish. But if Jake's like what's a heavy, super rich flavor, and something that's a bit more middle of the road, and again brings out the cauliflower and the puree very well. I would say it's a nice, light fish dish. This is a lot better than I was expecting for sustainable fish. I give it 3.75 out of 5 plus. I guess this is going to be the battle of the pours. Who does a better pour? Princess versus me. Now, did I teach her everything I know about pours? Which was literally nothing. Yes, but we'll see.
That's a perfect pour right there.
8 out of 10 pours. A nice funky Buddha Hefeweizen, another one of my favorite beers. All in the same place. It's a beer night for me. This is vegan. The Princess just didn't want to enjoy tonight, but we do love a good funky beer. Perfect complement to the St. Bernard's I had earlier. A lot lighter, but just as smooth. They go well with dinner. 3.5 out of 5 plus. Toledo rarely fails, if ever. Always on point.
It is very equal to Topolino's. So like if you were conflicted, and I was trying to like really make Bear pick. When we were at the table, I was forcing him to try to choose one of these children's.
It's so situational.
Refused to choose a child.
It depends on what I'm in the mood for. Do I want
Both of those
French
children he loves.
or do I want Spanish food?
I personally think that Toledo has better options for vegans, though their entree is a little tired, and I think the entree at Topolino's is a little bit better. But like, if you're wondering which one to do for date night, like you literally cannot go wrong with either. So just pick whatever you fancy.
The princess has spoken, but I want to know what you guys think is a better date night restaurant. Is it Toledo or is it Topolino's? Let us know in the comments below. If there's anything else you think is better, of course, it's always a place to find us. Hit the notification bell and see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, taco!
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe. And if you don't comment, Bear might yeet himself out of any like Mexican anything, and then like you want him to even be a little Poco Loco. Well, I guess a little in Poco is contradictory, but Poco Loco. If you want to be Poco Loco, he'll just be Loco.
I'm probably just going to steal that churro off her head and make her run for it. But you heard the girl.